Reflections. Smothered in Slogans. Excerpts from The Divine Conspiracy, Rediscovering Our Hidden Life in God, by Dallas Willard. The absurdity of our existence now falls upon the masses of humanity through several generations of intellectual and artistic elites. It surfaced in its modern form within a very small circle of intellectuals during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. It was temporarily restrained and was even in some measure utilized by the various fine arts in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Great literature, music, and painting emerged, substantially in response to the spiritual crisis precipitated by massive shifts in ideas. But the fine arts capitulated to absurdity by the mid-20th century, having briefly exploited the cute as a legitimate aesthetic category, and then allowed a few quickly trite ways of being cute and clever to dominate the arts. Cuteness, like cleverness, has certain aesthetic possibilities, as do sex and violence, but they are very limited. Picasso is the most familiar and brilliant illustration of how it can be well used and of how it goes to seed. But as we know now, masses of people can be cute and clever as well, who have no ability or sense of art at all. As creators and consumers, they fill the field of pop culture today, which is an economic enterprise and only by accident occasionally has something to do with art. Art objects are now commonly referred to as product by those who handle them and only make news when they are sold for absurdly large sums or are stolen. Art is lost in pop art, as sport is lost in professional sport, which is an oxymoron of the strongest kind. Absurdity reigns, and confusion makes it look good. Currently, through pop art and the media, the presumed absurdity of life that elites previously had to be very brilliant and work hard to appreciate is mindlessly conveyed to hundreds of millions. It comes to us in Bart and Homer Simpson, and endless sitcoms and soap operas involving doctors, lawyers, and policemen, along with the bizarre selections and juxtapositions imposed by what is called news. You have only to stay tuned, and you can arrive at a perpetual state of confusion and ultimately despair with no effort at all.
Stay tuned.
Where have you been?
The mantle of intellectual meaninglessness shrouds every aspect of our common life. Events, things, and information flood over us, overwhelming us, disorienting us with threats and possibilities we, for the most part, have no idea what to do about. Commercials, catchwords, political slogans, and high-flying intellectual rumors clutter our mental and spiritual space. Our minds and bodies pick them up like a dark suit picks up lint. They decorate us. We willingly emblazon messages on our shirts, caps, even the seat of our pants. Sometime back, we had a national campaign against highway billboards, but the billboards were nothing compared to what we now post all over our bodies. We are immersed in birth to death and wall-to-wall noise, silent and not so silent.
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility.
Sometimes, it can be easy to just plop your little one down and let them entertain themselves with these electronic toys that are sure to hold their attention. Regular touchscreen device usage among children as young as 12 months is widespread.
One of the concerns is that looking at history through the lens of critical race theory would have a detrimental effect on white children and portrays white people as inherently racist.
A local working drag queen will come into a private bookstore or public library and do a reading for small children.
The Israel-Hamas war stoking protests across the U.S. at various college campuses. In the Northeast, a pro-Palestinian demonstration at Brooklyn College. And at Columbia University, massive crowds as supporters.
There's no need even to have a college degree at all, or even high school.
And the problem with most colleges is they are high school, but with more binge drinking.
There's a point of diminishing returns in terms of what it's worth for a college education.
Look how many people go through business classes. If everything you needed was in that actual business class, in that book, it'd be too many successful business people. Right?
Big wins for same-sex marriage.
Legalizing same-sex marriage in California.
Same-sex marriages are being recognized.
First, traditional reasons for marriage like economic stability and social mobility no longer matter. Next, people marry when they are happy, and we as a society are less happy. Great. Also, high divorce rates paint a bad picture. Next, the insane cost of weddings. Also, women are fine doing motherhood alone. And lastly, single women are happier and live longer.
I think it's not a need for women anymore. We don't need to have children. We find that our own happiness is more important.
Gen Z kids were more likely to be diagnosed with intellectual disabilities and mental illness than previous generations. Many have argued that they are more cynical at a younger age due to being aware of the world's problems at a much younger age.
Every time, I call the devil the hurt whisperer, because every time you're hurt or offended, he whispers into your spirit slanderous, accusing remarks to offend you towards your spouse because he hates marriage.
Must one not wonder about people willing to wear a commercial trademark on the outside of their shirts or caps or shoes to let others know who they are? And just think of a world in which little children sing,
I wish I was a wiener. That is what I truly like to be.
For if I were an
wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
Think of what it would mean to be a weenie, or for someone to love you as they love a hot dog. Think of a world in which adults would pay millions of dollars to have children perform this song in commercials, and in which hundreds of millions, even billions, of adults find no problem in it.
Ask me about my wiener! Ask me about my wiener!
You are thinking of our world. If you are willing to be a weenie to be loved, what else would you be willing to do? Is it any wonder that depression and other mental and emotional dysfunctions are epidemic? Who is it, exactly, that is flying upside down now? In the shambles of fragmented assurances from the past, our longing for goodness and rightness and acceptance and orientation makes us cling to bumper slogans, body graffiti, and gift shop nostrums that in our profound upside-downness somehow seem deep but in fact make no sense. Stand up for your rights sounds good. How about all I ever needed to know I learned in kindergarten? And practice random kindness and senseless acts of beauty, and so forth. Such sayings contain a tiny element of truth, but if you try to actually plan your life using them, you are immediately in deep, deep trouble. They will head you 180 degrees in the wrong direction. You might as well model your life on Bart Simpson or Seinfeld. But try instead. Stand up for your responsibilities. Or, I don't know what I need to know, and must now devote my full attention and strength to finding out. Consider Proverbs, verse 3:7, or 4:7. Or, practice routinely purposeful kindness and intelligent acts of beauty. Putting these into practice immediately begins to bring truth, goodness, strength, and beauty into our lives. But you will never find them on a greeting card, plaque, or bumper. They aren't thought to be smart. What is truly profound is thought to be stupid and trivial, or worse, boring.
It took me 10 years to realize The Little Mermaid, frozen and tangled, arrow connected. We know Anna and Elsa's parents died in a shipwreck. Since Arendelle is in Norway and they leave for Rapunzel's kingdom in Germany. It means the shipwreck happened in the Sea of Denmark. Right where The Little Mermaid is set, and that's the shipwreck Ariel sees at the beginning of the movie.
While what is actually stupid and trivial is thought to be profound. That is what it means to fly upside down. All that is really profound in the cute wisdom is the awesome need of soul to which they incoherently respond. We sense the incoherence lying slightly beneath the surface, and we find the incoherence and lack of fit vaguely pleasing and true to life. What is the point of standing up for your rights in a world where few stand up for their responsibilities? Your rights will do you little good unless others are responsible. And does one learn in kindergarten how to attract people and make a lot of money by writing books, assuring people they already know all they need to know to live well? And how do you practice something that is random? Of course you can't. What is random may hit you, but whatever is purposely done is certainly not random. And no act of beauty is senseless, for the beautiful is never absurd. Nothing is more meaningful than beauty. In fact, the popular sayings attract only because people are haunted by the idea from the intellectual heights that life is, in reality, absurd. Thus, the only acceptable relief is to be cute or clever. In homes and on public buildings of the past, words of serious and unselfconscious exhortation, invocation, and blessing were hung or carved in stone and wood. But that world has passed. Now, the law is, be cute or die. The only sincerity bearable is clever insincerity. That is what the clothing and greeting card graffiti really scream out. The particular message doesn't matter. And yet, we have to act. The rocket of our life is off the pad. Action is forever. We are becoming who we will be forever. Absurdity and cuteness are fine to chuckle over and perhaps to muse upon. But they are no place to live. They provide no shelter or direction for being human.